please, everybody. So thank you guys for coming out to watch our camp show. We've been working very, very hard over the last couple of weeks getting the product ready. I started out with several goals for our group. The first goal was to give them the strength that they needed to survive the season, and that's what last week was about. A lot of fundamentals, a lot of skills as it pertained to playing their instruments and spinning their equipment. And then this week we actually started in just working on the show. So what you'll hear today, spirit tunes that we can play in the stands, and you'll see presentations of exercises that we've learned. The whole point of band camp is to not necessarily just work on the show, but to give you the tools that you'll need to be successful throughout the rest of the season. So the first thing that we focused on was what I call learning readiness. So getting the students so they were ready to learn, so that they were attentive, so that they listened with their eyes, so that they gave 100% on each exercise, and that they learned each exercise. After that, then we were able to put some things in place that we will somewhat massage for the rest of the season. It's a long haul. We start in July, and we end on the first week of November. So it's a very, very, it's a marathon of sorts. But I think we're in good shape, and we have good progress towards what we're going to do. We have a wonderful staff of people that were here to help us throughout the week. First and foremost being our Associate Director, Mr. Jeff Harper, and Assistant Director, Ms. Kimberly Snyder. I'm going to bring I'd like to bring up Mr. Harper. He's going to introduce the staff of people that were able to help us this week and get the show ready.
Good morning, everybody. I have a list here to make sure I don't leave anybody out. We've been really blessed to have so many great people here helping teach our students all the skills necessary to become a great band over the season. So I'll start with our color guard staff, led by Director Nathan Jennings, assisted by Michelle Owens. They've had we got former students come back with a guard, Miss Becky Dow, and Morgan Fight is here with us. Percussion staff is led by our director, Mr. Mike Lynch, and assistant director, Joel Voss. And with them this week, and the percussion have been here most all summer working, which is incredible, but Mr. John Lawless, Joe Donahue, and Levi Mirinda, and Travis Lee. Our woodwind staff is led by Ms. Snyder, and assisting her on flute is Mia Athanas, Brittany Peach, and Lindsay Shewart. Clarinet this week has been our clarinet instructor, who's moving away very soon. We're going to miss her a lot, is Miss Emily O'Shea. She's been assisted by Miss Erica Howard through the week as well. Saxophone instructors this week, our saxophone section is led by Mr. Gary Paolo. He was assisted a former staff member who's coming back hopefully on a more regular basis with us, Mr. Fred London. And former Lasser alumni assisted in saxophone this week, Mr. Nathan Stewart and Jonathan Steltzer. On horn, leading the horn section this week is Ms. Julie Gerhardt. Trumpet instructor this week is former student, will be student teaching at Daniel Middle School this year is Mr. Trip Hudson. Junior staff with trumpets this week is former students Tyler Jesco and Santiago Torres. Our low brass instructor for the week is led by Mr. Stephen Bontempi, our tuba instructor. And former student, junior staff with the trombones this week is Mr. Trevor Hassel. Did I leave anybody out? Everybody, our staff.
And they do so much behind-the-scenes work that a lot of us don't know about. Please say a big thank you to our LBBA presidents, to Laura Butcher and Ms. The people who take care of us, including us directors. Thank you so much to our chaperones who have been with us throughout the week. So if you have been in any way a chaperone, please stand up so we can say thank you. Hospitality, this is an important part. Keeping us fed. So years ago, when I was in band, we got fed green band dogs. We never knew what color they were going to be. Sometimes they were cooked all the way through, sometimes they were not. But our meals this week have been absolutely wonderful. So hospitality, if you helped out serving us, putting the meals together in any way, please stand so we can thank you. The roadies, all of this equipment and all of the behind-the-scenes work that they do, thank you so much. So if you're a roadie or have helped out in any way doing roadie type things, please stand. I know there was an event at the Dome this week. I think it was the Guns N' Roses concert. So I know Miss Kelly was there late. If you were at the Dome working this week, please stand. Our Ways and Means Committee. If you are part of that and have been helping out with the Ways and Means, please stand so we can acknowledge you. Photography. We have lots of people around taking pictures, taking videos, which is great. So because these are important times for the kids. They may not realize it now, but when you become my age, you're going to be thankful that your parents are taking these pictures and videos to look back on. So if you've done anything with photography, please stand. I know there's many Like I said before, without the parent involvement and the parent help, this band doesn't move. So we thank you so much for your support, because we wouldn't be able to do, the three of us, our jobs that we do without your support. So thank you so much. Next portion of our show is going to be featuring our percussion section. So I'm going to introduce our percussion instructor, Mr. Mike Lynch.
So this is the third week camp for the percussion section. And so these students have worked incredibly hard. The good thing is the students are kind of a young group this year, but I think as you can tell, they don't sound young and they don't look young, which is great for this year and the years coming up. When we started 3 weeks ago, these students didn't even know what instrument they were going to be playing. They knew they were in the percussion section, but they had no clue if they were playing marimba or playing bass drum. And so that's kind of why we have to get here a week earlier, probably make sure they're set on the instruments. And so it's pretty amazing when you think they've done all this in 3 weeks. A lot of the instruments you see out here right now are not the same instruments you see in concert band, which is another reason we have to get together a week early to try to teach them how to get around a set of tenors. You don't do that in concert band or percussion ensemble, or how they're going to play bass drum when there's one part, but yet they're splitting it up between 5 people. So these different techniques are what we get together a week early for, to get the line set, get everybody on an instrument, and then start playing together as a unit. So what we're going to do in our little portion, we're going to play just a few exercises for you. And we do these exercises to work on fundamentals to the instruments and work on our basic technique. And hopefully they'll apply these fundamentals to the music when they play the cadence or when they play the music, or play the show music. So we're going to play a few exercises for you here, just to start off with. The first thing you'll always hear us warm up with is the exercise we call 6-8-7, because it's 6 notes in each hand, 8 notes, 7 notes. And we're going to play it 3 times for you. We have 9 basic exercises in our exercise program, and then we have up to 10 or 12 variations on that exercise that we work on. So we spend a lot of time working fundamentals and working exercises, and hopefully that carries over to the music. So we're going to play 6-8-7. This works on what we call legato. There's basically two ways to hit a percussion instrument. You're either going to hit the percussion instrument and let the stick rebound, or you're going to stop the stick. And it's pretty simple, really. So this exercise works on hitting the percussion instrument and letting the stick rebound. And you're going to see a lot of things going on. The single tenors and the snare drums playing just on one surface. The tenors are going to be splitting it around between the 5 different drums here. You're going to hear bass drums playing it all unison together. Then you're going to hear them splitting things up and down the line. Keyboards are using this to go through this exercise in all 12 major keys. So there's a lot of things going on in just this one exercise. In the different sections of the percussion section, what we normally call the front that you see right here, the front ensemble or the pit, meaning orchestra pit, like when you go to see a musical, they have the orchestra pit. So sometimes you'll hear us say pit, sometimes you'll hear us say front ensemble. So that's the guy standing here playing all the keyboards, timpani, and everything else you can name. The guys on the field, we call them the battery section. Those are the guys that march around the field and play the different drums. And then you have subsections in that. You have the vibraphones, you have the marimbas. And back here, you have the snare drums, you have the tenors, you have the bass drums, you have what we call single tenors. So a lot of different sections within the groups. So we're going to play a little bit of 6-8-7, and this is what we start each rehearsal with.
No, it's up.
Something going on differently for all the different sections. Playing the same basic exercise, same rhythm, but yet different things. The next exercise is called ATP, accent tap placement, and this is the other stroke. We talked about 2 strokes, 2 ways to hit a percussion instrument. Second way is that you hit the instrument and you stop it once you hit the instrument. So in this exercise, you're going to see different heights going on. If you watch their mallets or watch their implements back here, you're going to see 2 different heights going on. And again, they're going to play this. You'll see everybody play in unison first. Keyboards going through scales, working on intervals, and then we'll have some variations. Tenors start moving around the drum. You'll hear the basses. The basses learn the same thing as the snare drummers play. and then they, we try to make it a little bit difficult for them. So then they split it between 5 people, so which is pretty amazing actually in 3 weeks. So here we go, ATP. But they were doing different things with that rhythm. The last exercise we're going to play for you is, as we call it, 16th rolls. It's just playing 16th notes, then going into a double stroke roll. Because as a drummer, you go play a roll, play a roll. Well, that's what we're working on in this exercise. Is they're working on double stroke rolls because they're working on being able to play it with 35 people together. And so, so this is just our roll exercise, going from 16th notes to 30 seconds.
Good, now so.
You'll hear the. You'll hear the bass drums even splitting the roll the second time through. They play at unison the first time, and the second time you'll hear them playing the roll up and down the line between the 5 players. That's just 3 of our basic exercises. We have 5 or 6 more, and then we have a ton of variations on those. So we could go for hours doing this. We'd probably like to hear someone else. What we will do though is before we get through the percussion section, the front ensemble. We have a lot of things too that we don't play together that just the front ensemble does by themselves, just the battery does by themselves. So the front's going to play something by themselves. And I'm gonna turn that over to Joel Boss and let him talk about that. Then once we get done and the guard does their thing, we're actually going to do something with the pit, battery, and the color guard. Before I turn it over to Joel, I'd just like to say, thank you so much for the parental support that we get to do this. I mean, these students have spent 3 weeks of their summer up here doing this. There's a lot of things they could be doing, and really do appreciate, them doing this, and hopefully you'll see what it will pay off in other aspects of their life as they continue on through high school and college. Also, the staff, cannot say enough good things about the staff. It's great to have former students come back, Travis and Levi, former students. Matter of fact, Joel's a former student. So it's great to have, to teach as long as I have, and have former students come back and help you and buy into the program. That's pretty awesome. So I really appreciate their work. And Mr. Lawless, I mean, to get Mr. Lawless to come, I don't know if y'all know Mr. Lawless. If you go hear the Atlanta Symphony play, you've probably heard Mr. Wallace, because he's one of the first call extras. So he teaches percussion at Kennesaw State, and he's a professional percussionist around town. So you've probably heard him play. So it was pretty amazing when people ask, "Hey, who's your snare tech this week?" And I go, "John Lawless." And they just kind of look at me. "Lawless is taking your snares?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we're very fortunate to have the staff and have Mr. Wallace here and all the other former students. I really do appreciate all their work. So give those guys a great hand.
Cool. So the front ensemble is going to play a little thing. The front ensemble is like a band within a band within a band. Because you got like, you know, all the different instruments in the band, and then you have the percussion. Well, if you look around here, like this isn't like a clarinet section where everyone's playing the same thing. You have marimbas, and you have vibraphones, you have xylophones, you have timpani, and you have all the accessories. So it's kind of like its own little band within itself, having to deal with all the instruments and whatnot. So we have we kind of work on two basic techniques, you know, 2 mounts and 4 mounts as far as the mounts are concerned. We have our 2 mount workout that we go through, and then we have our 4 mount workout that we go through. And the whole thing kind of culminates in what we call lot tunes. So these are tunes that we play in the parking lot to warm up before the show. So this is a Ben Folds tune. If you know Ben Folds, then you're cool in my book. I love Ben Folds. And you'll see they're working on very basic strokes, but it's not just mathematical patterns and scalar patterns. It's actually more of a musical way to warm up so that we can kind of get into more musical ideas and not just, you know, robotic, regimented ideas. So this is a lot tune. This is not the same off the Rock and the Suburb album, the Ben Folds. Go home and check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, not the same. Ready? Outside. We'll play another pop tune I know you all will recognize later after the guard demonstration. Thanks a lot.
Next, we have our wonderful color guard instructor, honors, Mr. Nathan Jennings and Miss Michelle Owens with our color guard.
Hi, how are y'all doing? Good. So we're gonna show you a couple things that we've done this week. Like she said, my name is Nathan Jennings. I'm with the color guard program. So basically, our week starts out actually 2 weeks ago, where we start to base off, get our fundamentals into place, a lot of build strength, build timing, build numbers. So the color guard basically is your visual representation of music. So basically, what we are is basically music for the blind. In a sense of blind, I mean deaf. It's been a long week. So we're going to do what we call, they're called our drop spins or consecutive spins. What they do is help strengthen our wrists. We do lots and lots of these. And they also help build timing, okay? Timing is very important in color guard because we want to symbolize exactly what the rhythmic patterns and the musical structure that the band is playing. So let's go ahead and go to right shoulder, please. Cadence, and with a hard stop. Okay. So, as you can see, we have a lot more color guard this year, right? So that's something else that we've been building. We're working with the program, building numbers, building strength in numbers, actually. So as you can see, we have 29 this year. We just got a new recruit. On the left side to the left side. So it's very important as a color guard person to be ambidextrous, to be able to do same things on the same opposite hand. With choreography and other types of structures that we put together, it's vital that we do that. It's the same way that a musician will learn different sharps, flats, scales, different stuff like that. They're putting their technique to work so that they can create a musical line. Okay, so let's go ahead and do left side.
Here we go. Time with the hard stop.
5, 6, 7, 3, and 1. Up 2, 3, up 4, 5, up 6, 7, 8, 9, stop.
Very nice, good. We always start with the left side. We say left side to laughter. So actually our left side is a little stronger. Left side, if you're who's left-handed in the audience? Yeah, not so many people, right? So good job, you're awesome. I'm right-handed, so left hand is usually harder for your brain to process how to do that. So we always start with our left hand because we need to get that one stronger faster. So as you can see, we're a little more timing-wise is a great thing. We want to stay in time and sequence together as a unit. Good. Okay, the next exercise we're going to show you is called our pull hit exercise. This is going to create hand-eye coordination along with different rate of tempos, different rate of segmenting the energy, basically, that you're creating. It takes a lot of muscle strength to get that flag around with another piece of equipment that we use. So we use this exercise to create more strength.
Okay, let's just take 2 counts to start. Okay, so we're just going to take one full hit. Okay? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 6. Let's get a better start. Okay, let's try it again.
So with this exercise, it also creates this motion, like you're squeezing oranges or something like that. So what that does is engage your wrist. So she's asking them to get a better start. So that's an initiation. That would be like a count off that we would do with the band or something like that. The first downbeat is what we're looking for. So and again, 2 counts.
One full hit. Here we go.
6, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 6.
Okay. Awesome. Let's do the whole exercise. Yeah.
1, 16, and 8, 16, and 8. Here we go.
5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125
something else that we'd like to do is make sure that we focus on different levels of skills, making sure that we're not, so if you drop it, you only have one thing to do, one option. You have to pick it up, right? So with this, we try to keep it in our hands first, and then we can make sure that we continue. So it's just like a musician missing a note. They can't just stop. During a performance, they have to continue through. So that's what we want to make sure that they're building those kind of skills to recover and get back in. So the first step is to keep it off the ground, because if you drop it, you only have one option. Pick it up, right? So, great, fantastic. Let's do the cone exercise. This next exercise we're going to show you is about taking space through our time and space around our body, making sure that we can do it. If you can all, anybody in here can do this? This is what this exercise feels to them. Okay, so that's really cool. So let's go ahead and do the whole exercise.
5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, cross it, 2, 3, 4, eyes left, 2, 3, 4, cross it, 2, 2, cross it, 2, eyes left, 2, cross it, again, 2, cross it, 2, eyes left, 2, cross it, slow, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, singles, front to the back, front and side, front, back, front and side, front to the back, front and side, front to the back, front and side, right shoulder.
So, with color guard, we want to make sure that we're taking up lots of space. Yes? So with that, we want to make sure that they understand what type of pathways we can create through the movement. So with that exercise, like I said, it feels like you're doing this, because both hands have to work together to create that motion. So good, very, very nice. That was a good one. One and done. Very good. Great. So that's kind of our demonstration of that. We're going to actually now switch it up. So we're going to take some of these basic ideas that you've seen from the percussion along with the color guard, and we're going to show you how we kind of use some of these skills to build a choreography for shows and how we create some of that magic that you see on the band field. So percussion, let's get up, man. Color guard, go ahead and get set.
This is a tradition we started. When was this?
Fourth annual.
Fourth?
Right?
I think it was more, right?
Fourth?
Might be 5. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is a tradition we started a number of years ago. We started to play like the latest pop tune at band camp, and then the guard was like, "Hey, let's dance to your pop tune." I was like, "Cool, we'll put on like a percussion guard show." This is like WGI combined sort of thing. Hey, that's an idea. Write that down. All right, here we go. So this is the feel-good hit of the summer, Justin Timberlake's "Can't Stop the Feeling," with a little guard work going on in the back. Here we go.
the musical accents along with the musical lines. So thank you very much. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to my staff, Michelle and Morgan White this week. They did incredible work, along with their leadership team as well in the color guard. It's been great. Thanks for all your support.
Go ahead and have a seat real quick.
Okay. Excuse me. Wow, I really lost my voice this week. But now we're going to bring out the wind instruments and put all the pieces together. Always like our camp showcase because it allows everyone to see what everyone else is doing. As you can see, the band program is kind of robust. It has a lot of different moving pieces, but when we combine all those pieces together, we can create something that's really, really special. I would be remiss if I didn't thank a couple of other people that allowed this week to happen. So this camp, we work in the office for about 82 hours, and in that time, we don't really see our families. So I want to acknowledge my spouse, my wife, my kids. I haven't seen them in so long. And I'm sure Mr. Harper, I saw Mr. Harper with Jacob and Kevin, it's not his wife. I mean,
They're home now and we have a party later.
It's a sacrifice, but it's so worth it because we love these students and we just want to give them the best experience that we can. So if the winds, if you guys will come out, please, and set up in your art. So musically, we have a couple of things that we do when we first begin. These are wind instruments. And in order to play either brass wind or woodwind, you need wind. So the first thing that we do is we try to build our muscles in our lungs. Our intercostal muscles, we have those are the muscles that squeeze on the rib cage and help the lungs push air out. We also have to work to get air in. So we do a series of breathing exercises. So we're going to do in 4 and out 4. Here we go. We're up. In 4 and out 4. 1, 2, 7, and in. Out. Move there. In, 2, 3, and out. In, 2, 3, and out. In. 2 and 8. In. Push. Crescendo on 5. Push. And in. Crescendo on 5. Push. And in. In. 2 and 2. In. In. At ease. So that's some of the breathing exercises that we do. Answer that for me, please. But that helps, and we transfer that breathing exercises to something called our Remington studies. So we just try to move around the horn. This won't take that long, but they've been sitting over for a while. Answer that, 2, and set. Of that exercise is what you just saw. In, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, out, 2, 3. So we have to build our fundamentals just like everyone else. We then move on to a chorale. The chorale we're going to play for you is called Spacious Firmament. Spacious. Make sure that everybody can see me. If you have to adjust to the left or the right, make sure you can see. Ready, and 1, and 2, and 3. So we breathe and we keep a consistent air column all the way through the sound. Just like you would have an organ. An organ has a pedal and sometimes it can get louder and it can get softer, but the air column is consistent. A more sophisticated or more complex version of the chorale is what we play next. This one. And so this is Ave Maria. Ave Maria allows us to play with more nuance, more highs and lows, and we really explore the upper limits of our dynamic strength, our dynamic range, as well as the lower limits of our dynamic range. So it places a lot more responsibility on the performer. So here we go, Ave, please. Not too loud. At the beginning. Open up the beginning. 2, ready, and 1. So after we warm up, the next thing that we have to do is we have to play in the stand. So hopefully you'll join us in supporting our school and supporting our team and supporting the band as we play in our football season. So we're going to play a cheer squeezer call. Here we go. And da 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 da. You just clap, okay? And 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and. Which is kind of our rallying thing. If you ever watch USC football, you'll see their drum major come out with a sword and spike it into the ground and all that stuff. I'm a Seminole fan, but I understand how it is. So here we go with tribute into our fight song. When we get to our fight song, just clap along. Here we go, right? And percussion, 2, 7, 8. play. This is another stand tune. Hopefully, it'll get you up and moving. If you feel so inclined, dance along. Up, down, 1, 2, and 7, and. Our first 2 songs for the show, and all the fundamentals that we need to have a successful season. I feel really, really good and quite confident about the success of their season. We have a great group of kids, great group of instructors, and they've done incredible things over the last couple of weeks. We hope that you'll continue to come and support us. We're going to have hopefully some booster castanets when we get to competition season, so that when we get announced, you don't clap, you just rattle. The last of their high school marching band. Like, who are those people? I think it's going to be a beautiful production. It's a lot of sophistication and complexity to the arrangement, and still a lot of challenges left, but they're well on their way. Because I don't want to end on the love thing. We're going to play the fight song on the way out. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope that you're excited as much as we are. Fight song with introduction. Yay! Sometimes we have to play this fight song like a circus march just to get through it before they kick off. So it gets faster and faster as the season goes along. Lots of moving parts to the band, lots of moving parts. The Guard have this cool thing, if y'all want to learn, they go, woo, and all this other stuff. And y'all can teach that to the parents, Guard. You guys ready? You go, and work, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 7, and. All right, there's only one thing left. I'll bring it up for closeout.